on Instagram. That's why this is weird as fuck to me. But when you, Chrisean, try to act like motherfuckers speaking on shit that's unsolicited, motherfuckers care because I was right there when this shit blew the fuck up. Are you delusional? That's what I want to know.
Marsh just snapped back at Chrisean with zero hesitation after Chrisean tried to accuse her of being a fake friend. What makes it wild is that Marsh has basically been the only solid person in Chrisean's whole circle. She was the one stepping up for Junior when Chrisean was locked up, doing real responsibilities when nobody else was around. At one point, Blueface even ran up on Marsh while she was babysitting Junior. And she still stayed loyal through all of that chaos. Every time Chrisean hit a rough patch, it was Marsh holding her down with real support and real effort, not just online talk. But this time,
internet, this clout shit, for one, discussing clout. I already got clout. I got caught off being a real bitch to motherfuckers that just probably didn't deserve it for real. That's that. Damn. So I don't need no more clout. Why? Because for one, it's like this, Chrisean, where you up at with me is that you think your shit don't stink. And that's just period point blank. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this live and I'm gonna put it to my story so there ain't no if and buts or receiving and send this shit directly to you. So it's like everybody got a long listed line of shit when it comes to motherfuckers. What I'm not about to do is go in circles and play games with tit for tat shit. So on Instagram, that's why this is weird as to me. But when you, Chrisean, try to act like motherfuckers speaking on shit that's unsolicited, motherfuckers care because I was right there when this shit blew the fuck up. Are you delusional? That's what I want to know.
Marsh isn't staying silent or protecting her reputation for anyone. She fired back hard and put everything on the table, calling Chrisean out for being a reckless drinker and struggling financially. People online have even been whispering that Chrisean might be involved in bank fraud just to scrape together some money.
It's crazy. My son ain't got no parent at 4 in the morning. Nobody want to watch him. She got Marsh.
Oh my God.
She got Marsh watching the baby at 4 in the morning so she could what? Get some do a verse, nigga. Let me get in here, bro. All this so you could do a verse, suck some. You a both bitch. My son ain't got no parent. 4 in the morning. Stopping us. Cause she wanna be a bad parent to a bad parent. She wanna be a yes. Yeah, close the door. Let's go, Marsh. You gonna get your ass whipped as soon as we get there. Come on. Jaden got a good fade waiting for you, Marsh. Let's go.
I can't do it.
Jaden got a fade like Tessa. Come on, girl. Let's go. Either you gonna get out, I'm gonna drag you out, Marsh. I'm finna put this baby down and put you to bed. All right.
And that rumor has been getting louder by the day. Suddenly, her quick return to Lemmy asking to be brought back on baddies after claiming Zeus was demonic makes a lot more sense when you look at the money side of things. This whole situation between Marsh and Chrisean blew up after a set of leaked text messages dropped online exposing a private conversation between Marsh and a close friend. In those texts, Marsh was venting and talking trash about Chrisean.
I'm at the bank.
Why would you say that, bro?
Well, they need to get off your top.
Saying that Chrisean is more focused on trying to convince the public that Junior doesn't have any disabilities, even though he actually does. According to Marsh's leaked words, Chrisean has been pushing that narrative non-stop instead of accepting the truth and getting him the proper help he needs. To make things even messier, Chrisean is apparently scrolling through Reddit every single day, watching what people say about her, and reacting to everything like it's life or death. This whole feud is turning into a storm, and neither one of them is backing down. She had those Reddit notifications turned on like it was a full-time job, so the second anybody posted, she was the first one on it. When you watch her lives closely, you can literally hear the Reddit alerts going off in the background like a non-stop alarm. I would be doing her lashes and she'd pull out her phone showing me the newest posts from Reddit saying things like, they saying he can't walk and he can't hold himself up. I'm gonna post a picture of him in his walker later. And I look at her and say, Chrissy, he actually can't though. She would just brush it off and push back like she was trying to prove the internet wrong. And any cost. Now the only reason Marsh and Chrisean even ended up clashing in the first place goes back to the moment Chrisean went to prison. Blueface's parents refused to take Junior in, completely shutting that door. And on top of that, Not one person in Chrisean's family stepped up either, even though they knew Junior needed real care and attention. So Marsh had to take on the responsibility and become his temporary legal guardian until Chrisean got out, which was a huge role to suddenly carry. Marsh didn't complain about caring for Junior at first because she actually looked out for him with real heart and patience, but things flipped when Chrisean wasn't sending her any money to help out, even though she knew Marsh already had her own kid to raise, and now Marsh had to juggle 2 children, one of them having special needs, all while managing her own bills, her home, and her life. That's a heavy load for anybody, especially when the parent isn't contributing. On top of that, Marsh wanted to take Junior to the doctor because she noticed some concerning signs and felt he needed professional attention. She wasn't trying to overstep, she genuinely thought something might be wrong and wanted to make sure he got proper care. Marsh was doing everything she could, but the situation kept getting more complicated and Chrisean wasn't making any of it easier. But the moment Marsh told Chrisean she needed to take Junior to the doctor, Chrisean snapped on her and cut her off like nothing happened. Marsh ended up venting about all of this in the leaked text messages, and she didn't hold back at all. She said she got mad because when she called from jail, told her I can't keep Junior. She kept promising me all this money and stuff, but days went by and nothing hit my Cash App. Junior had nothing but the clothes on his back, no milk because he can't eat food, no blanket, no car seat, no clothes, no shoes, no bottles, no nothing. I bought as much as I could, but I still have my own kid to take care of. It was hard. I just feel like a real friend would have looked out for me, especially because I had her baby. Marsh explained that things got even tougher when she had to get her sister to babysit Junior so she could take clients and make enough money to cover her rent. Her sister was worried too, telling Marsh she might have to take Junior to the hospital because he kept spitting up nonstop. So when Chrissy called and Marsh tried to tell her what was going on, Chrisean exploded on her like she was the problem, even though she was the only one stepping up. She had Smiley rush over to grab Junior from Marsh's sister like the whole thing was some emergency that Marsh created when she was literally just trying to keep the child safe. And it didn't stop there. People online tried spinning this whole narrative that the leaked messages were fake, like someone was framing Chrisean. But that theory fell apart fast when Marsh's own sister jumped online and confirmed the messages were 100% real. She went off in her IG story saying things like, "Only thing Chrisean need worry about is the health of her child. Seems she got time for everything but that." And stop at the cap internet lie. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut, but if my sister doesn't speak up, defend her name once again on this internet, and keep letting this girl play with her image, I'm a jumper on facts. That breakdown from her sister made everything even more intense because she wasn't sugarcoating anything. And after trying to stay quiet at first, Marsh eventually addressed the leaked messages herself and went in on Chrisean with no hesitation. She wasn't tiptoeing around it anymore, cause she was done protecting someone who wasn't showing her the same loyalty. She said she was genuinely hurt that Chrisean would treat her like this, especially when she's been the realest person in Chrisean's entire circle. Marsh made it clear she never needed Chrisean for clout because she already had her own shine and was going to keep it with or without Chrisean in the picture. And honestly, a lot of people immediately sided with Marsh because everyone has watched her be the one consistent friend Chrisean ever had, the one who actually showed up in real life, not just online talk. And this goes way beyond babysitting Junior. Marsh also had to deal with Blueface running up on her because of the situation with Chrisean, which could have scared anybody off, but she still stood by her like a real friend. She kept defending her, supporting her, and helping her through chaos after chaos, even when she didn't have to. Then came the moment everything started spiraling. Blueface showed up at Chrisean's place around 4 in the morning, and instead of finding Chrisean there with Junior, he walked in and saw Marsh taking care of the baby like it was her own responsibility. That moment flipped the energy immediately, and it added a whole new layer to the drama because now he was questioning why Marsh was doing all the heavy lifting while Chrisean was nowhere to be found. He completely snapped and started accusing Marsh of covering for Chrisean so she could sneak off to the studio and get close with another man. Marsh tried to stop him from taking Junior, but he put his hands on her and her face ended up bruised and swollen after the whole altercation. The wildest part? He recorded everything on his IG stories, holding Junior in his arms while yelling at Marsh in the back of an Uber like he wanted the entire world to witness the chaos. He even went as far as threatening to have Jaden run up on her, which took things to a whole different level of reckless. And when Marsh called Chrisean broke, that wasn't exactly breaking news to anybody. Folks have been saying for a long time that Chrisean has been struggling behind the scenes. Just recently she was on live posting her P.O. box, practically begging fans to send her free stuff because she didn't have the basics. Then things got even messier when leaked text messages surfaced between one of her new man's close friends and the friend's girlfriend. In those texts, they were talking about how Chrisean had been helping them with bank fraud to pull in some quick money. One message said, "Damn, that's crazy, so she know they fake." And the reply was, "Yeah, she knows. She came to the homie trying to get some money. I told little bro to line it up." That whole exchange made the situation look even darker because it made it clear she knew exactly what she was getting into, and honestly it all lines up because she was supposed to be on the new season of Baddies but ended up getting fired. She reportedly fumbled a $200,000 bag just like that. She started claiming they owed her millions, and people behind the scenes said she was trying to convince them to backdoor Lemmy and rob him at the Zeus building, which is a wild accusation to even hear out loud. Then, despite all the tension, the drama, the accusations, and everything Marsh exposed, Chrisean still showed up publicly at Marsh's new movie premiere like nothing had ever happened. The whole situation felt confusing and bold at the same time, and it left people wondering what her real intentions were with that sudden appearance. People have been saying Marsh isn't really tight with Chrisean anymore, and that she's only letting her come around because Chrisean doesn't have anybody else holding her down. Nobody knows how true that is, but one thing that is clear is that Marsh is trying to build a real life outside of Chrisean's non-stop drama bubble. She's done more for that girl than most people would ever do, but even the strongest friend eventually has to choose their own peace and stability. Someone online said, "Wait, Marsh has a kid? The way she be having Chrisean's baby, I would have never even thought she had any kids. That's crazy." And honestly, that reaction isn't surprising because Marsh really was out here carrying responsibilities that weren't even hers. Another person commented, "I'm starting to realize Rock's morals are just really trash. She honestly thinks she can buy people's love. At first I thought it was just blues, but she tries to financially manipulate and buy everybody's love." That comment hit hard because a lot of people have been noticing the same pattern and finally saying it out loud. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Chrisean getting exposed by Marsh? And do you really think Marsh is only keeping her around out of loyalty and sympathy? Or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, share your take, and let's talk about it. And before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Click here to watch this other messy video. You don't want to miss it.